Hello, this is AB4MM. Name here is Marvin, and I am making this video and to show you how to change reflectors to a reflector you do not have programmed into your D-Star radio, particularly the ICOM ID-880H. I've already made a video for the ID-51A and the ID-5100, and I'm making this one because several of you have bought these radios when they went on clearance before they were discontinued by ICOM. So here is the long and short of how to do so. We're going to basically simulate the same scenario that happened during Hurricane Irma. Everyone was on Reflector 30 Bravo. 30 Bravo went down and everyone was directed to change to Reflector 4 Delta. I heard some hams say they had never heard of that reflector before and did not have that programmed into their radios. So this is how we would go about adding it to a reflector we don't have. In this case, we're going to use Reflector 4 Delta into the memory of the radio by hand, so you can then use it to link to a different reflector. The first thing that you'll notice here is I have my repeater in the memory channel, and it is set to KA4RVTC, which is located in Dalton, which is my local D-Star repeater. What I need to do is I need to add Reflector 4D to my radio because it's not programmed in there. So I'm going to select the menu button. I'm going to make sure that Call-S is selected. Let me get a little closer here so you can see that. Select the arrow that's pointing right here, if my radio won't slide on me. We need to add the Reflector 4 Delta to the UR field, so we'll select that one. We need to find an empty UR memory. Now in my radio I've got a couple of memories that have commands such as repeater information I, and you see that flashes here when I select it. E for echo test, and U for unlink. So if you don't have those in your radio, you may want to add those here as well. Make sure they're in the 8th character space. But we're going to go to an empty channel to add Reflector 4 Delta, and I've got several here. Here is an open memory. I'm going to select that right arrow again, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the knob here to input Reflector 4 Delta. So I turn to the right for letters, and we're going to put the command in, which is REF004DL. So we're going to enter REF. Turn to your left for numbers. That'll help you get through it a little more quickly. Whoops. And remember, since this is D-Star linking, we have to have the L at the end. And then we'll hit the little carriage return here at the far end to enter that so it's saved. It's now saved in my memory. See, I can change it, it's still there. I'm going to hit my menu key to go back to the main menu. Okay, now how do I use it now that it's entered? I need to hold down this button, the third button here at the bottom, until you see that little U there at the right. That's the UR field. I'm going to scroll over until I see the repeater.
Link to Reflector 4 Module D.
Till I see that Reflector 4 Delta, I just put that one in. I'm going to tap that button that I used to get in there. Now you don't have to do this, but if you want to check it to make sure it's correct, if you just tap that CS button, you see that the UR field here, indicated by that little icon, is set to REF004DL. So now when you key up, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to key to the repeater, but now when I key up, this will link the repeater to Reflector 4 Delta. I hope this helps. Remember to unlink the repeater from the reflector before you link to another reflector. Again, you should have that U programmed. If you don't, you do it the same way, except the only difference is instead of putting a reflector number, you scroll all the way over to the end and then put that U in there as well. That will give you the unlink option. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, either by Facebook or on here. Thanks, and I hope this helps.